Your parents had a Ben's barbecue, right?
Yeah. They did in Bryan, Texas. They only had it for a couple years. They caught the memo really quickly that it was not a good way to make a living and it was way too hard.
But did you work at that restaurant?
I did. Yeah, that was kind of, I don't want to say it was my first job, but it was adjacent to my first job. My grandparents owned a record store, and I really grew up there playing records, and they would do in-stores back in the 80s and stuff. And I would be sitting, little kid, sitting at the end of the counter, like playing records. And I started to help people and started to work the floor and stuff like that. I was probably about 10 or 11, I guess. But my parents, when they had that barbecue place, I think I was probably about 11 or 12, somewhere in there.
Okay. When you worked there, did you have any inkling at all that you'd go into barbecue again? Was that something?
No, no, good lordy, no.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it at all, but I did really, really love working there. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm also an only child and, super nerdy, really just like to just do hobbies and build stuff, and I thought the barbecue thing was really cool. I never got to really cook anything, but I worked the lunches. I worked the flat top as a 12-year-old during lunch. They were only open for lunch. And they did like Texas toast, and I did the butter stuff, and I scooped sides, I did all that, and I prepped onions, and pretty much the same thing I was doing for John Miller, I was doing when I was 12 at another barbecue place.